Blessings to all of you, and I come to you today to try to provide some information as we begin to look at having church services once again in Cell Chapel. And it is with some both disappointment and joy that I share with you the plans beginning on May the 2nd. Recently, we sent a survey out to you trying to get your preferences for worship times. And I have to tell you, we've been overwhelmed by the response. Um, your desire to be back to worship again has been amazing. We received over 450 responses. About 100 of you said that you would prefer the 8 a.m. service, and another 100 were comfortable with the outside service at 9 a.m. But I want you to know that over 250 folks wanted to be back to worship and attend the 10:15 indoor traditional worship service. The joy is the response. I mean, that is amazing. 450 people responding to that and wanting to worship. But the sadness, as you know, is that we can only accommodate about 80 people in those inside services at Cell Chapel right now because of all of our COVID restrictions and the regulations on gatherings and our own village protocol. And so these limits are going to make it very, very challenging to get folks to Cell Chapel, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. So in order to attend either of the indoor Cell Chapel services, we're going to ask all of you to sign up, and we have to set limits on the attendance. So we're going to ask that you register at a link that you will be provided in the next few days as we unveil this. And it unfortunately will be first come, first serve. We also know that not all of you have computers, and so we're going to save what is a fair amount of seats for those folks. You will then need to call 33106. You'll be allowed to register for 2 consecutive Sundays at a time, and we ask for your understanding so that you might allow the other folks that aren't able to attend to be able to attend later in a couple weeks. I want you to know the outdoor service is always an option for you. If you can't get into that indoor service, the outdoor service is going to be hosting all of our choirs because we can't bring them inside. And so they'll be outside, the men's chorus, the women's choir, the Cell Chapel choir, and even the Merrymakers will be outside doing the outside worship. And feel free, we don't need reservations for that. But again, as it looks like it may rain this Sunday, we will let anyone know that that service is canceled by 7:30 a.m. on channel 956. We also ask that in order to provide parking, that if you're coming to the 9 o'clock service, as there will be people at the 8 o'clock service, Cell Chapel lot will probably be full. So we're asking you to park around the village green if you're coming a little early. By 8:45, we will have everyone done at the chapel, and that lot should be available to park for the 9 o'clock service. We need people to kind of stay away from gathering in clumps, especially when they come to church, and there'll be some protocol. We will be able to seat people, couples together, but we just ask you to bear with us, as this is not how we would want it to be, and we know that. I know that it isn't what any of us had hoped for, and that's why I'm saddened by our limitations, but we're trying really hard to figure this out. and to have worship, and at least we'll be able to be together somewhat. And that's the joy, that we continue to move forward in this time that has been so difficult. And hopefully this will only be a month or so, and we will be back to normal and we can all come together. If any changes occur, we will get back to you, much like we're doing now, that we might share this with you. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me or Mallory at 33106. And I promise it will be good to gather again, that we might praise the Lord. Thank you all, and God bless you.